This is Sergeant Beast Larson. Got a video we're going to discuss briefly, but it's not the whole video to talk about. It's the very beginning and what led up to the tasing. It's going to be brief. It's in a medical part of a county jail or a prison. I do not believe it's in a hospital. And either way, that's not really important. The topic of this is about seizing a bag of drugs from this inmate detainee's butt crack. Okay? And this is a serious video. This is a Fourth Amendment type of issue. You're not involved in this probable cause and search warrant kind of a stuff. When you got an inmate and you see drugs on them, when you're in a correctional setting, they have no right to privacy. They have no right to refuse any search. Everything is subject to search. You all know this. So there's one of two problems here, and you're going to see why. I'll play this video, and then we're going to talk about this. What's the correct and safest way to handle this, which I believe is different than what you're about to see. You ready?
You have a bag of drugs between your butt.
I do not have a bag of drugs between my butt cheeks.
Yes, you do. I seen it. It's hanging there. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to be given the option to reach back there and move those drugs. Then drop that bag on the floor. You do not move those drugs.
I got a bag of drugs. I might have one back there. Okay.
Whoa. Face forward.
You're getting very close to being tased.
Sir, the bag's there. I can see it. All right, sir.
Face forward. I'm facing forward. Thank you. Continue to do so. Listen to what my lieutenant is trying to instruct you to do, sir.
You need to let go of your left hand. Reach back with that left hand. Remove that baggie. Drop it to the floor. If you do anything else, I'm going to tase you. Do you understand?
There's nothing there.
Yes, there's going to be a lawsuit involved in this. There was some force that was used, but that's not the issue. It's what started the force. That's the problem. Okay, if you got multiple officers on a person, okay, in my experience being retired police and correction, when I saw somebody with drugs, I snatched it. There's only one legal reason not to take that drugs that's illegally in their possession. If it's inside the body cavity or partially inside. Our policy on the police department, our policy in corrections in Georgia, was anything, a body cavity search, removal from contraband inside the body, had to be done by a licensed medical physician. So here's the issue. You're standing in a room, there's 4 or 5 of you, and you believe he's got, and the officer said, I saw it. I saw the bag of drugs in your butt crack. Why? Here's the question. Why did they not just take it? Number one, they were afraid because the guy's naked. They're afraid to reach back there. They got gloves on. If you worked in a prison, you put your hands in a toilet taking cell phones and shanks out of a toilet. Have you not? Did you not seize evidence from dirty parts of a cell? How many inmates have you pat down and searched and haven't took a bath in a month? You went into a cell and did extraction, dealt with inmates covered in feces and blood. You got gloves on, it's in a baggie, you reach and snatch the bag. Fling it in the corner if you have to, like a cat throwing a mouse. You have that legal right to take it. The second reason they hesitated, maybe they're unsure of procedures and policy to know that they can't take it. How do you avoid what just happened and being one of maybe 6 people named in a lawsuit now? How do you avoid that? Well, when there's an officer on the left and an officer on the right and an officer behind and another officer in the room talking, supervisor, 4 against 1, what do? And here's a clue. The officer had that guy's left hand holding it for a little while. You've got the hands. Here's how you prevent it. Handcuff them first. Police officers know this. You have a legal right to cuff somebody to protect yourself or them from harm. You suspect he's got drugs. You've already seen the drugs in his butt crack. Put some cuffs on him. Put him against a wall. Remove it or hold him there and have a doctor come remove it. It's that simple. You handcuff that person. You don't know what's in that bag. And thanks Russ Hamilton from out in California, we were talking yesterday about this. He said, for me, A bag of something of contraband could be drugs, could be weapons, could be both. Either way, it could be harmful to me. Handcuff them, secure them. Do not ask them to reach back and retrieve something and give it to you. You're asking for trouble. Because if it is bad, what if it's gunpowder? What if it's explosive type material? What if there's some chemical acid in there? And they cooperate, they reach back to their butt crack, grab it and throw it at you. Now you've got something in your face. Urine, feces, gasoline, anything. If he just in a county jail just got arrested, it's hard telling what in the world he can have in any kind of bag. Could have been triple sealed. You don't know what it is, could get in your face. So, total agreement with Russ. You've got to cuff people first and remove it. If you see it in plain sight, get them cuffs on as fast as you can say handcuffs. It's just that simple, folks. Then you can avoid all this from happening. When they're in cuffs and they're just standing there, he can hold that in his cheeks all he wants. Then you can make a decision. Lieutenant calls the supervisor. Supervisor calls the captain, the warden, unit manager, whatever. Police department people, chief, sheriff, whatever. Let him call him. He can stand there and hold it in his cheeks all he wants, but you're not harming him. And you've protected him from future harm. See the importance of this? And I am going to do and talk about some Fourth Amendment search and seizure for corrections for those that have not had a very extended, like 80-hour class in legal procedures. I'm going to do that coming up. Justin from out in West Virginia asked me to do that. So I hope you like this. I know the video is just brief. I was just holding it there. You see it. You can find this. You can watch the whole thing. You want to find it on YouTube? I'll show you the title of it here on the top. See the title? It says body cam video. Lawyers say trigger happy KCSO personnel used excessive force by tasing inmate. Folks, you can find that on YouTube like everything else. But I don't want to debate everything in the punch to the head that happened. Any knee strike, you're putting ankle cuffs on and the wrist cuffs. Those would have been handy before all this happened, wouldn't it? Think about what you're doing and handling, folks. Say to yourself and your buddy right there, how can we avoid a physical confrontation and dealing with this evidence or this person? How can we avoid it? That's our thought. Thanks. See you soon.